Okay, so this tutorial is explaining what I'd like you to do for your homework. For this week, you can see on class charts we're on week 11, Karl Blossfeldt research. So for your homework, I would like you to add in the title, Artist Investigation, Karl Blossfeldt, add in a suitable YouTube video that showcases Karl's work, such as the example provided, add a quote from this website, and then go on to explain why this artist is linking the work, who they are, why the quote, why the video, and then of course finally make sure you add in 10 Karl Blossfeldt images in a 5x2 row. I've also included at the bottom of this homework some keywords that you might want to link in, such as close-up, high key photography, which I'll mention, plant portraits, natural forms, abstract, texture, detail, enlargement, macro photography. Okay, so those are some keywords that you might want to include in your Weebly account. So sign into your, and then you're going to place this directly under the work that we've been doing today. So today we've looked at horse-to-P-horse work, and we've looked at rotational symmetry. And hopefully at this stage you should have or be working towards the 4 rotational images from your cyanotype and your 9 images from your black and white photography based on the work of Edward Weston. So directly underneath that, we're going to add in a few things. I'm going to delete these off and I shall show you. So the first one on here is using the widget tool. We're going to add in the title. So there's the widget tool title, so take that down on there. We're trying to keep a similar format to all of our artist research. It just helps tie it up nicely. So literally on here it says Artist Investigation Karl Blossfeldt. I'm literally going to click on that and copy it directly from class charts. I'm going to go in here and Control and V, and I've pasted that in. Brilliant. Next bit, go on to here, it says add in a suitable YouTube video. So here's the link. I'm going to copy that link. Copy. I'm going to go onto my Weebly account. I'm going to use the YouTube video, which is here, drag in the widgets, and very much just like before, click actually onto here, add in the URL that I've just copied, so I've Control and V that in, and that's done. Of course, feel free to have a look through a variety of different ones. This is a really good one by a very, very famous and well-known photography teacher who has a good online presence. I like his work, you might like it too. So that's added in your video. Let's go back to class charts now. Add in a Karl Blossfeldt quote from here. So here's the link. Again, I can literally just copy that, paste that, and you'll see on this one there are 3 links to choose from, 3 quotes. So I've got this one, and this one. And choose the one that appeals to you. I might go for this one here. So I'm just going to copy that over, back onto my Weebly account. On the left-hand side here, I'm looking for the quote tool, which is here. I'm going to take that in, slide it down at the bottom. Obviously, I will want to do some resizing with this in a moment. So there's my quote. I'm going to Control and V that in, and it looks lovely on there. Okay, let's go back to class charts. So far, that's taken me a few minutes. I've added a title, I've added my YouTube, I've added my Karl Blossfeldt quote from the website. Next, of course, we need to explain why we're looking at this artist, who he or she is, why the quote, why the video. You can leave these prompts in, but really you might want to take some of these prompts out so it doesn't look too scaffolded. I'm going to copy them in, but of course you can delete them once you've obviously answered the questions. So literally copying from class charts straight onto Weebly. This time I'm going to use a text tool. I'm going to drag it to the side of the video like this. And you can see that that fits nicely in. I've got my video, I've got my quote, and I'm going to Control and V that in. Okay, you might want to move your quote under here. You're trying to fit these in as best as you can and obviously answer him. Now I have pre-populated some of this. Okay, so after studying the work of Edward Weston, Anna Atkins and Horse-P-Horse, I will now further my research into abstract nature by looking at the work of Karl Blossfeldt. And that's just a really nice link on from what you've done so far. Tell me about who he is, where he was born, and he was most famously known for, again, using those keywords. Why this quote, why this video, and below a selection of Karl Blossfeldt images. Don't forget on class charts, I have added in keywords. You can use those by all means in your work, in your analysis. So let me get back onto here. And as you're typing away, delete them off as you use them, but they're really great to add in there, particularly high key photography, which has quite a long link with what we're doing later on, and macro photography as well, because Karl Blossfeldt did use lenses that he modified so that he could get a 30 times zoom on the images that he was actually photographing. Okay, so that's the text in there, nice and sorted. So the last thing you're going to need to do, again, check on class charts, is add in 10 images of Karl Blossfeldt's work in a 5x2 row gallery. You've done this before, so it should be quite straightforward. Again, I'm going to go onto gallery down here. I want it directly under everything else with a long blue line. And then I'm going to need to collect my images. If you're doing this in school, please use Yahoo Images. I suppose if you're doing this at home, there is the advantage of doing this because you can search for medium and large files rather than small or pixelated ones. Collect 10 images. Be very particular. I want you to choose high key photography. High key photography is where there's lots of light, a white background, and it looks a bit like this, okay? This, I'd say, is low key photography, very similar to Western. So I do want you to make that decision of choosing not these low key ones, but these high key ones. So this is high key, this is high key, and so is that, and so is that, and so is that. So work your way through, select, you need 10, so 10 high key images. I really like this one here. So I'm going to again click save image as. Oh, it's gone. Let's hit another one. Let's try it again. So we'll go for this one here. Save image as. And you can see that I've written in names for each one very specifically. For these ones, I'm calling them KD. So Karl Blossfeldt 0010, and then save. And then all you need to do then is go onto here, upload the pictures from your file. For me, I've saved these in the P drive because it was just easier to collect them all together. Year 10, photography, week 12, images, and there they all are there. Open those up. Let them upload, and then of course I want to change my grid to a 5x2. At the moment, automatically it'll save it as a 3x3. Okay, just like that. I can see them on there. And then I just want to change these now. So I'm going to click on here. I want 5 columns and 2 rows. And there you go. Once you've done it, make sure you've just read through what you've written, check your quote, check your video works, and click publish. And that's it.